Striking workers at York University have until 10 o'clock this morning to cast their ballot in a forced vote on the school's latest offer. The union representing the workers is encouraging them to vote no on the proposal, saying the university hasn't changed its stance enough from a previous offer that was rejected. About 3,700 contract faculty, teaching assistants, and other staff walked off the job on March 5th after negotiations broke down. Job security is seen as a major sticking point. The Ontario Labour Relations Board is overseeing this round of voting.
The deadline has passed for striking workers at York University to cast their ballot in a forced vote on the school's latest offer. The union representing the workers is encouraging them to vote no on the proposal, saying the university hasn't changed its stance enough from a previous offer that was rejected. About 3,700 contract faculty, teaching assistants, and other staff walked off the job on March 5th after negotiations broke down. Job security is seen as a major sticking point. The Ontario Labour Relations Board is overseeing the vote.
Well, the standoff between striking workers and York University continues after union members reject the school's latest offer in a forced vote.
For more on CUPE's march in support of fair collective bargaining, let's go live to CB24's Nick Dixon. Nick.
Steph, Nathan, it was an overwhelming rejection of that forced ratification vote. The results coming out earlier this afternoon from CUPE 3903, and every single unit overwhelmingly rejected that vote, saying they were not interested in York's offer. The union had been recommending to its members not to accept the proposal because they felt that it hadn't changed considerably enough from the last proposal that the school had made to them. So that continued. The protest happened. It began with a march up University Avenue this afternoon, a very slow march up University to Queen's Park, and then some 500 to 700 or so members of CUPE 3903 and some members of OCAP as well were here protesting how the bargaining had been going. They don't like the way York's been bargaining. They say they've been bargaining in bad faith. They also were telling their members that a no vote is a vote for a negotiated back-to-work protocol that includes pay and protections. Here's a little more from some of the union reps.
Even though there was a strike mandate vote, even though there was a strike vote, even though our people have been picketing for 5 solid weeks, York still felt like they wanted some other way of verifying what the members thought, and today they got it, resoundingly rejecting their concessions. And that's why there's only one message to York. Now is the time to come back to the bargaining table and get serious about resolving this strike.
Now, for its part, the university says it's disappointed that CUPE 3903 rejected it. The university suggesting that it's put together a solid offer, also saying it's willing to return to bargaining anytime, and this is crucial. CUPE 3903 provides realistic proposals. Effectively, York University doesn't like what CUPE is suggesting should be on the table, so until that gets resolved, there's no sign that these two parties are going to go back to the bargaining table. And Nathan and Steph, this strike has now been ongoing since March 5th. Back to you.
Still going. Thanks, Nick.
A massive rally held at Queen's Park this afternoon by striking York University workers. For more on CUPE's march in support of fair collective bargaining, let's go live now to our Nick Dixon. Nick.
Oh, good evening, Steph. And the march started up on University Avenue, came all the way up University to the grounds of Queen's Park, where outside Queen's Park they were chanting not only at Kathleen and the Liberals, but also expressing their displeasure at York University. Now, this march comes just about an hour after the CUPE 3903 rejected the proposals effectively outright. This was a forced ratification vote by York University on a new offer, that the second offer since March the 2nd. Now, the union had been telling its members, advising it to vote against the offer, saying it really hadn't changed since the offer that came in on March the 2nd. And again, it was soundly rejected. They say they want York University to bargain in better faith. They want the government here, the Wynne government, to question what's happening at York University. They say they believe there is more money for funding, talking about some 800 jobs that they believe York is going to be eliminating over the next little while. So the union was clearly outraged at York and the latest offer. And here's a little more about what they were saying this afternoon.
Our folks have been clear, and they have been from day one. They will come back to the bargaining table at any moment when York says it's ready. That includes right now. People have telephones on them. They can get a call right now from anyone saying they're prepared to bargain. If they're willing to come back to the table and settle this, our people are willing to come back and settle it. But they will have to remove their concessions. They will have to get serious about dealing with the future of the work that these people do that helps York University work.
The university's offer to mediate has always been on only a few issues. Throughout negotiations, I believe it's been around 4 issues that they've offered to send to arbitration, to mediation. And what we need to see from the university is just movement on the issues that our members have identified as priorities: job security for contract faculty, stable and predictable funding for graduate students, the return of the 800 jobs cut for graduate assistants, as well as equity and accessibility in the workplace.
Now, the university said it's disappointed that CUPE 3903 rejected the latest offer, saying that it was a, quote, sector-leading offer that they offered before the strike began. And the one on March the 20th improved on the original offer and included a 3.5% pay raise, within that contract. The university also says it doesn't think that it's a completely lost semester. They think there's still time to finish off before the summer session begins. But again, until both sides even agree on the terms of getting back to the bargaining table, Steph and Nathan, it seems like this dispute is still a long way from being finished. It's back to you.
All right. Thank you, Nick.
Marching in solidarity, striking York University faculty also voted in solidarity to reject their latest offer.
And so the strike continues at York University while we move even closer to the end of the academic year for post-secondary students. CTV's Sean Leathong is live at the campus now. Sean.
Well, Colin, we're in the area where most of the striking has been taking place. The picket line has been at the corner of Keele and York Boulevard, but today they took it downtown to have their voice heard.
You're no good. Treat your workers like you should.
Members of CUPE Local 3903 are marching for a solution to a month-long strike.
We're out as long as it takes.
They started at the Labor Board.
We demand negotiation!
Continuing to Queen's Park. It comes after the university asked the Board of Labor to force a vote last week on a contract. Voting ended today, and it was rejected with some 86% voting against.
All 3 units overwhelmingly voted to reject the contract.
The vote was forced after talks broke down. 3,000 faculty, teaching assistants, and graduate assistants have been on strike since March 5th.
We were hoping that the university would take us seriously, take our demands seriously, and I think at this point it's up to them to come forward with something.
By voting down the ratification, it means that we can step forward, and we've shown the university that, you know, we have some real line items that need to be met.
One of the main points the striking members have been asking for is a raise of 3.5%. The university has offered a little over 2%. So while this is the last month of the school year, without any plans to negotiate further, this strike appears to have no end in sight. Reporting live from York University, I'm Sean Leathong. I'll send it back to you.